Are you looking for a chart that you can read well and put some indicators on there to help you analyze price with support and resistance? Well, we are here to show you how to do that. So if you have just logged into Thinkorswim and you just got an account, this is what the chart looks like. It's not very exciting looking, and it's doesn't really help you out. So what I'm going to do is walk you through how to set up a nice looking chart with support and resistance levels that are already created by some of the TOS tools, as well as a momentum indicator and relative strength. So if you're ready, so am I. So the first step is you're going to go right to this gear shift. And this is where all the chart settings is for Thinkorswim. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go right here to Appearance, which is going to be your most important tab on this chart setting. So here there's a drop-down menu for a whole bunch of different types of candles. Today we're just going to use a standard candle. We're also going to change the way that these candles look. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Border Up. We all like green. If you want to change that color, you can. These are my preferences. However, you get to choose whatever you want to. So border up and border down. A doji, if you are into candles. The indecision candles, I like to clearly see them on the chart, so I'm going to pick white. I'm going to fill up the boxes so that they look nice and bright on my chart. I'm also going to change the color of the fill down so they're nice and red. So that'll be easy to view on the chart. I do like wicks. If you don't like wicks, you can turn that off, but I do prefer them. Your cursor, there's a drop-down menu for you to pick a choice. I'm fine with the crosshairs. I just don't like it to be green, so I'm going to just pick a darker blue. And then if you would like a volume bar at the bottom of your chart, it comes preset with this blue color. If you don't like it, you can color it as your symbols. So if we were to hit apply on that, I'll show you how to set that up well, actually I'll show you right here. Go right to equities and hit show volume subgraph. And when you hit apply, you're going to see it down here. So that's your discretion on if you prefer a colored volume chart or the red and green. I like to not have a grid, and the most important is this background square. Click that and you can change the color of the background. So I'm going to change it to black. Hit apply. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take off the volume. It's something I don't use right now. So if you don't have this box checked, I suggest that you do it. If you're day or swing trading, you need to know when corporate actions are happening. A lot of volatility occurs when that happens, so good to know. Everything else looks pretty standard, and they have most of that stuff already filled out for you. There is one item that I suggest that you fill in. And even though I set it to default, looks like it still liked some of my choices. So the expansion area to the right, I like to keep it 10 or 20 bars. And the reason for that, once you apply, is you can see that there's some room there. So if you wanted to make some notations, you wanted to do some Elliott wave theory, etc., you can make some movement on your chart. Okay, so now we have a standard chart up and about. So we're going to put some indicators, some really cool ones on here that's helped me quite a bit. So the first thing we're going to do is there are 2 hourglass study cases here. And what we're going to do is whenever you're building a chart, it's always the left. And whenever you're saving or loading one of your charts, it's always to the right. Now, clearly there are a lot of tools that you can use to set up a chart. And as you can see, I have a ton of charts. I need to clean that folder up and delete a lot of them because there's probably only about 3 that I use right now. but it does take a while to go through all of TAS's studies to see which indicators you might like. So take a look at that big list and take some time to go through there. I know I have, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. So here we go. We're going to put some cool indicators on. Remember, it's your left hourglass. Okay, so the first one we're going to put up is TTM. Once you type in TTM, anything related's popping up. So I like LRC. Double click that. And scalp alert, double click that. And what you're going to do is go to this gear icon, and for this indicator, it's going to have all of these lines. Let me first show you what that looks like on the chart really quick. So this is a price deviation channel, and so it lets you know based on the time period that you are working with. Oh, I have to... Depending on what time period you're working with, it will let you know what that trend is. The steeper that this turns up, the more momentum and stronger that uptrend is. As it goes sideways, consolidation, and as it starts to flip over and head down, distribution. Really kind of cool that it gives you that little guide right there. The other thing too is a lot of people make this line right here green, just to remind them that this is a good place to buy. This is a good buy signal. And they leave this red because that's a good sell signal, the red line is, okay? And for each time period, you'll be able to measure, what are the, how much money can I make if we start here and go to here? And so you can find that out on each and every time frame that you're trading, because over here, price is 417.66. Over here, 413. So you have some distance there if you wanted to day or swing trade that, and that goes the same for also if you're trading a daily chart. You can see how wide your profit spread or your loss spread could be, right? If you just left it there without a program, and I certainly hope you watch my other video that I have. Talking about how you program TAS's bots to get you in a trade, get you out of a trade, and keep your profits while you're not staring at your computer. So, by the way, if you like this content, please subscribe, and I'm going to try to keep on making some videos. This is definitely geared towards a beginner who is just trying to get through TAS's tools, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them. So hopefully you'll like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the hourglass, and I'm going to change the color of that deviation channel. I'm going to scroll down. You don't have to mess with any of this. And I like this gray, so I'm going to just change all of those lines to that gray. And if you want to leave it that color, you can. Change it, because I'm going to just give you my chart setup and what I use today in swing trade. Hit OK, apply. You can move this down so you could see it change the color. Now it's kind of in the background, but I can still see it to use it. Help me analyze price action. Okay, so scalp alert. Now this one, because I have so many charts, I think it kind of defaulted to the white and 2. I'm not sure what color is on yours. It's probably the red and green. I prefer on the dark background the white, and I also like the width a little larger. That helps you as well with identifying pivot high and pivot low. And I'll just move this so that I can just explain it to you real quick. Again, for price action, it's also helping you to determine based on your time period of what you're trading. It's going to show you if there's a pivot high and the momentum starts changing and going down. This will let you know that the market's going down, and vice versa when it's going up. Really nice tool to have for day swing. Now remember, none of these indicators are perfect. but they certainly help you identify price action. And with the other indicators that you put on here, other tools that you're using, it helps to solidify your decision or maybe second guess your decision. Okay, enough analyzation. I do get off on tangents like that. So, okay, we're now going to put on another indicator. So we're going to go to Woody's pivots. This is an awesome tool. I'd like you right now to change this. Right now the time frame is on day. So I'm going to change it for a week. And this says only show today. And the answer is going to be yes. It'll be messy if you want to see every single day. So basically these are resistance and support lines. They're already calculated by TOS. You don't have to do any drawing on your own chart. It basically is helping you to identify the 3 resistance levels that are above, the pivot position, and the 3 support levels down below. So I will click that just so that I can just quickly show you this. And so here we have, this is a 5-minute chart. So the chart is allowing us to see where the very bottom, where the very, for a week's worth of trading, where price action is towards the lower level for a good buy. And that's one of the support lines. Remember, there are 2 others down below. Here's your pivot line, letting you know when the trend has started to change. If you go down below this pivot line, you're starting to get into a negative trending situation. And if you go above this line, clearly you're going into a positive bullish direction. Okay, go back to your hourglass. And there's no adjustments that you need to make here. If you were day trading and needed a just a day, as an example, support and resistance just for day, because you were trading on a 15-minute chart, you would look down here, or a 5-minute chart, whatever your preference is. It will then give you what support and resistance is. Now you can see the 3 levels. They're colored green automatically to identify that these are good buying opportunities. And the 3 above are also color coded because they're letting you know this is a good place of resistance that you might want to take some profit. And so it's kind of nice that the support and resistance again is already identified for you, because I know a lot of people talk about support and resistance strategies for trading. So, and then here on a day chart, you can see, what the support and resistance levels would have been for the day chart. Certainly didn't have any information going above this, so that was going to be the high, which matches the previous week's high, and then here's the low. So in any event, hopefully that you'll find that to be exhilarating, because I know I do. This is like one of the little best finds I ever found. Okay, so now we have some resistance and support, let you know where the good buying opportunities are. We have the the Deviation Channel that allows you to see what the price deviation is for the time period. And you'll notice that Woody's green line right here, identifying a good buying opportunity, is kind of where this transitioned and start moving up. So when you start studying different charts using different tools, you'll be able to identify those things that are important to you because you're going to be making decisions to trade. So let's see, the next little item that I wanted to share with you is going to be Darvas boxes. And those are also support and resistance. Now, if you type in Darvas, there is a Darvas box, but I don't like the Darvas box that TOS has given. You can actually share tools, and these are shared tools. Um, this is actually the Darvis identifier that I like. You can uh, choose 2 or 21. Regardless, it's already pre-programmed, and it's a perfect working item here. This is really cool too. Again, it's going to tell you, you know, when price is increasing through a resistance level, going to the next level. So if the Darvis is, if the brackets are purple, that means that it's because it had gone down. So it was rising, and then it broke through the support and hit a new low. Because it hit a new low, it's purple. And when it hits a higher high than previously, it identifies it in a yellow bracket. The arrows are built into Darvis, and those green and red arrows identify when uh, you know, the bar, the candle has gone through and it looks like it's going to be going up. So you have this for Darvis, this green arrow, and you also have the white scalper arrow, right? So 2 identifiers letting you know where price is going. Okay, that's a good one. I like too. Of course, I'm showing you all my favorites. And then, so we're going to get some moving averages. I'm sure that you hear that all the time, 20 moving average and all that. So we're going to put some simple moving averages down. So just start typing in simple. Click on simple moving average. There we go. And you know, let's do that 3 times. We're going to put a 200, a 50, and a 20. And you'll see that it defaults on 9. And then you have to come in here on the gear shift and change that. So we're going to change this one to a 5. It also has up and down signals. If you choose the signal to show, you would just drop down and say yes. Remember, some of the arrows, all the arrows, you know, it's sometimes overwhelming. There's too many arrows on it going in opposite directions. So because of that, I don't like to put the arrows in for the simple moving averages. You can see what's happening on the chart for that. If you want to make the line thicker, just use the drop down. If you don't want a line and you want it to be kind of a different type of design, you can do that too. Just hit OK. And so this is the 5. Notice I have 2 on there. Oh, you know what? It's because these are already defaulted to 9 along with blue. So let me start changing those first. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I was supposed to do 50, so let's do 50. Change this to gold. Hit apply. This is going to be 20. Your longer time periods have a simple moving average is typically used, and your shorter periods have a quicker moving average, like the 5 and the 10. So this is a 20, no arrows, and purple. You can do any color you like. And then this will be the 200 day. And I'll just make this green. So now we have 3 simple moving averages, and you probably already know the 20 and the 50 is used quite a bit. It's considered home base. So price moves, ebbs and flows, up and down. This channel consolidates and goes the opposite way. And it usually stays around the 20 day. 20 day we call home base. Okay. We're going to add a couple more moving averages, and these are the shorter moving averages, so a lot of people use these for day trading. So you're going to have a exponential, is what that's called, moving average. So type in expo, and you'll see it right here, double click. We're going to do that 2 times. We're going to put 2 shorter time frames here. We're going to put a 5 and make that blue. And we are going to put a 10. And I'm going to just make that kind of like a red. Okay, let's see what we got. So now we have the 2 faster moving averages. We got home base and we got the 50. You notice that the 50 lines up with this deviation bottom line and Woody's telling you that's a decent buy area. Okay, so that kind of helps you with your analysis. What other tool do we need on here? I actually think we have them all on here. So now you have a couple tools that you can use for support and resistance on different time frames, as well as weekly and monthly. Weekly, monthly, that would be Woody's. The Darvis helps you weekly, monthly as well. You could go to a weekly chart. Darvis is going to be there as well. So certainly going to help you identify some characteristics about these charts. Okay, I think we're done. So I want to save this chart. Oh, and by the way, if you like extended hour trading, that's the gray boxes that you see on the screen. This is when, if you go to a smaller time frame, you could see the markets after hours, how they're trading. So that's kind of nice in the morning if you want to see what took place. You could just go to your chart, put in 1 minute or 5 minutes, and it's going to show you what happened all night long and where it's at, if it went down or if it went up. When you want to save your, let me show you where that's at. I'm not sure if that was a default or not. I think it's not, but I want to make sure that you know where that is. So under options, it's right under here under access, highlight extended hour trading session, and you're going to click both of those. And under equities, same, access, show extended hour trading on these two boxes. Great. Okay, now we're going to save the chart. Now you go to the right hand side, hourglass, click that, say save, save study set, and I identified this, this is a chart I use, so this is my setup for Fab 1, and so I saved that. And it says, do you want to, is this the one you want to save? And I say yes. You know what? I actually forgot the two other. I'm glad trying to make these videos short, and I'm almost rushing myself, but I don't want to get you bored. So I do want to click RSI, and you'll notice if you go down here on the lower end, it shows you RSI, and I also want CCI. And I'm going to tell you about these indicators. So the RSI, let's go in the wheel. I'm not going to change any of this information, but I am going to change the colors. RSI is relative strength, and there's an oscillator that I'll show you how this works. Oversold, I like to put green, and overbought, red. I do like the signals here. So up arrow and down arrow, so I say yes for the RSI. And we're going to do the same thing for the CCI. And you notice both of those automatically go on the lower end of your chart. You can put them in one box if you choose, making them a different color just by using this up arrow, and then you can have both of those in one slot. So when we go to the CCI, I like that white as well. Overbought, same thing. The zero line I like white. I like to see that 50% line, and I'll tell you why. Oversold, green. We got the signals, and I'm going to say yes, and I don't touch any of that. Hit apply, and so this is what this looks like. So what this is actually telling you, if we look at an hourly chart, is it shows you when basically a relative strength, this is starting to weaken, and it's red because it's warning you that it's oversold, or excuse me, overbought. So a lot of people buying this, getting into a very high zone, and you can see how it correlates with price action. And then as it starts to move lower, you can see on the chart that's exactly what's happening. Now, so that basically shows you the strength of that stock and how it's reacting. And by the way, that's for all time periods. So That's what it looks like on an hourly, and that's what it looks like on a daily. So based on your trading analysis, you're going to use those items like that. CCI is a momentum indicator, and this is really cool because a stock can be strong, but no one's buying it, because it's just consolidating or it's distributing. And so what ends up happening is the the signal here is that when it gets below halfway point right here, when it gets below that, that indicates that the stock is losing momentum in buyers. And when it gets above it, strength in the buyers. And you can see how high that goes. So that is an excellent indicator to use while you're trading. And RSI, typically 50%, if it goes too high and starts to go above 50%, above it, turning upwards and going above it, that's becoming stronger. And so you could see how you can use those lines. You can also change these lines. I typically like green here and red there, but let's just go ahead and do that real quick. You would go to your CCI, oversold, overbought. Yeah, that's right, overbought is going to be red. So that just kind of warns you that, this is getting overbought. A lot of people are in. So if everyone's in and there's no other buyers, then people are going to start to sell. And it's just a buy and sell game. Okay, so that is the indicators. You're going to go over here to the right-hand hourglass, click that, save, study set, name it, hit save, and then you can go and create a whole bunch of different charts and see which one works for you. I hope I made this simple for you. And please subscribe. Give me a comment, good or bad, and or maybe a topic that you would like covered. And I'll see when I can do that. Have a great day.